The NBA is currently over 71 years of age. It has an astonishing history which is filled with stories of great players, great moments, with an excellent past. Individuals are continually searching for their favorite players, teams and coaches. There are a large number of facts that are everywhere on the web. We have researched through a collection of details and chose the best 10 things that you may not have known about the NBA. Let's look at the 10 things you didn't know about the NBA. 1. Shaquille O'Neal made just one three-point shot ever. Extraordinary compared to other record-breaking NBA players, Shaq is a 4-time NBA champion and a 15-time All-Star. He ruled every single part of the game, except from one. Shaq tried to shot 22 three-pointers in his entire career and made only one of them. It is difficult to envision a player with 11,196 field goals in his NBA career, however he just made only one three-pointer in it, right? It was on the 16th of February 1996 when the Orlando Magic inbounded the ball and with 2 seconds left on the clock, one of the ugliest bank shots ever throughout the entire existence of the NBA was made by Shaq. 2. Air Jordans were once prohibited from the NBA. Air Jordan was brought into the world in 1985 and is still extraordinary compared to others, unsurpassed b-ball tennis shoes. Nonetheless, the beginning was a little bit rocky. The basketball sneakers during that time were for the most part white and the players were advised not to wear sneakers that coordinated with their team uniforms and other players in the NBA. The early Jordans came in red and black, which were not loved by the previous commissioner, the late David Stern, in light of the fact that they were coordinating with Chicago Bulls uniform. Stern penalized Michael Jordan $5,000 for each game that he played with these shoes on. Jordan didn't mind since the entire fine was paid by Nike. It was anything but a major cost for Nike as it was a trade-off for what they got in mass exposure to the world. 3. Kobe Bryant's first NBA contract was signed by his folks. Kobe Bryant was the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA draft. He was chosen by Charlotte Hornets and was promptly exchanged to Los Angeles Lakers, and the rest is history, which every one of you knows. One of the different stories concerning the draft was that when Kobe was drafted, he was not 18 years of age. The standards for qualification to an NBA draft was drastically different than they are today. Kobe's folks needed to co-sign his NBA contract for his benefit until he turned 18 sometime thereafter. 4. The shortest and the smallest player and the tallest player in NBA history once played for the same organization. Muggsy Bogues, 5 feet 3 inches, is the smallest individual to play in the NBA. Muggsy was an astounding competitor and was celebrated for his steals. He was little to the point that in one of his career highlights, he even ran under the legs of a player. He was an underestimated shot blocker. Manute Bol, 7 feet 7 inches, then again, is the tallest individual to play NBA. He was an astounding shot blocker and rebounder. He was an underestimated three-point shooter when he was on the three-point line. In the 1987-1988 season, the two of them played for the same organization in Washington Bullets. 5. LeBron James eats and composes with his left hand. Perhaps the most powerful basketball player on earth at the present time, LeBron James eats and composes with his left hand. He is able to use both hands. LeBron shoots with the correct hand and is typically viewed as right-handed at the same time. The truth of the matter is, he utilizes his left hand for nearly everything other than shooting the ball. When asked about this, he answered that he attempted to emulate his mentors Michael Jordan and Penny Hardaway during his youth and began shooting with the right hand since they used to shoot with the right. Just envision if LeBron begins shooting with the left too. How much more dominant do you anticipate him to be at that point? 6. 60% of NBA players become broke following 5 years of retirement. This information depends on an investigation by Sports Outline, which has been done a couple of years back in 2009. However, the pattern is the equivalent even today. How could an NBA player who takes in millions lose everything? This is an undeniable analysis that always comes to mind. Be that as it may, the examination is valid. A player acquires millions during his career and has a beautiful way of life. He burns through all the cash on vehicles, shoes, clothing, houses, and so forth. Not difficult to envision why the cash evaporates. The players need to comprehend the significance of cash and must be wise with their income. LeBron James is an incredible illustration of this. He has employed his childhood friends to take care of his business and other off-court affairs. The players need to comprehend that there is considerably more life after the NBA. 7. There has never been a quintuple-double by any player in NBA history. Doubles, doubles and triple-doubles are almost regular in the NBA today. Have you known of a quadruple-double? There are just 4 players in the NBA history to have a quadruple-double. They are Nate Thurmond, 22 points, 14 boards, 13 assists, 12 blocks, Alvin Robertson, 20 points, 11 boards, 10 assists, 10 blocks, Hakeem Olajuwon, 18 points, 16 boards, 10 assists, 11 blocks, and David Robinson, 34 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, 10 blocks. Presently going to the quintuple-double, as referenced prior, there has never been a quintuple-double in NBA where a player has recorded in any game 10 stat categories in 5 classes. 8. Shaq wanted to play Hakeem to a one-on-one. Back in 1995, Shaq was 22 years of age and was the dominant figure in the Magic organization. He took the Magic to the NBA Finals in that season. However, the Finals had an alternate story for Shaq. He was up against another record-breaking center, Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem scored in excess of 30 points each game and outscored Shaq in each matchup. The game was a decisive victory and Shaq was exceptionally angry. Shaq was so pissed at Hakeem that he sent a note to Hakeem after the finals were finished, challenging him for a one-on-one game. So the Taco Bell-sponsored one-on-one game was expected very soon after, and even billboards of the upcoming match-up came out. In any case, the game was subsequently dropped. 9. The smallest player in NBA history swatted 39 shots. Tyrone Muggsy Bogues is the smallest player in NBA history. Just envision a player having a stature of 5 feet 3 inches making it into the NBA. This is certainly not an ordinary story. This is a remarkable story of an exceptional man. Muggsy confronted remarks about his size at every single turn in his life, yet he would not let it defeat him. He worked tirelessly and made it to the NBA. He swatted 39 shots on taller players when he was in NBA. He was extraordinary. 10. Paul Pierce was wounded multiple times and still played each game in the 2001 season. On the 25th of September 2000, Paul Pierce was at Buzz Club in Boston. It was late in the evening and sadly, Paul was at an unlucky spot. He attempted to stop a battle that occurred in the club and was cut multiple times. He was cut in the face, neck, and back. Someone even crushed a container on his head. His teammate Tony Batty rushed him to the emergency hospice and saved his life. He needed to go through a medical procedure to save his right lung. Astoundingly, he was in a good place again 3 days after the incident, even after the emergency surgery. He returned to the court and began shooting very soon afterward. Perhaps the craziest thing was that he played 82 games in the 2001-02 season and was the lone Boston Celtics player to play and start in all 82 games in that season. For an individual who was wounded multiple times, this simply appears to be inconceivable. This was on the grounds that he was an incredible player. He was exceptionally committed to his organization and his teammates. I hope these facts surprised and even inspired you to be your best always. You can overcome a lot in this life if you just believe in yourself and have a plan. Don't let anyone stop you. Please comment about this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Don't talk, just act. Don't say, just show. Don't promise, just prove. Until next time, this is Bizarre Sports.